it is time, I think, my love. And I'm telling you, I do love this machine. Oh, you little beauty. Get in there.
What? How y'all doing? Oh no, he didn't.
Hey, what was it? I didn't miss you. You haven't done anything. It's set up. I've just plugged the Windows. I hate you. Oh man, you would not believe how much of a ball ache it is to just go. When you got a camera in front of your face, it's just, I've got to do step one wide. You go, "Duh!" And then Microsoft throws all the stuff in your face and says, hey, do you want to reset up the computer that you've set up 15 times before? But we're going to tell you this every time you turn on your machine. It's not literally every time you turn on your machine, but it feels like it. No, I do not want Office 365. No, I do not want OneDrive, and no, I do not want to pair up my Android phone to my Windows PC. Just no. So I suppose that's really it. Belial, my baby, my PC, I do love that PC. It's back on Windows. My Linux drive is still in there. It is just literally swap over that SATA cable and we're good. We're on either or. I could just go, hey man, do you want to do the thing with grub? No. Or do you want to do the thing where you just press the and no. I'll just stick with keeping them separate and just yoink the one that I want or I don't want, yeah? Because now I think I'm gonna just jump back into VR a bit more. I am. You know, doing VR, I've said it before, doing VR is great. You can do it on Linux. That's what Belial was running. Before up on Windows again. But a few things don't work. Video links don't work in VR chat. Voice chat doesn't work in a few games. And frankly, given the limitations of VR and the Steam VR overlay in Linux, it's a ball ache to stream, and I like to stream VR games. You can't, that's really awkward to get an embedded chat majig on there. A lot of the Steam VR overlay stuff just doesn't work, and as I said, there's a few things that just don't work, and I'd like to have that full experience. I'd like to be able to put that 3080 that's in that machine to some fucking use, because for the most part, I'm not. So, you know, I'm probably going to rework my entire stream rig again over the coming days. But frankly, I need it. It's been a good day. We just had a chilled out. I ain't gonna lie, I spent most of the day just laying down going, mate, today's gonna be great. No. Oh man. The Hoover went bang. The world decided to kick me in the dick. It didn't. I'm just feeling a little bit disenfranchised at the moment. But I'll get to that in a wee minute. Took delivery of 2 books I'm super psyched to read. Hunter's Garden and Denim that by Hex DSL. Hex DSL, funny enough, Hex does some Linux. Hex don't do some Linux anymore. Now, it's neat because these come from these are Amazon books, and they are printed by Amazon. It's the same way that my wife got some of her stuff printed, and my mate Bard got one of his books printed. But it's cool because it says here, like, printed in Great Britain by Amazon. I don't think it's probably massively overexposed, but they print on demand. So I just always thought that was neat, because then you're not worrying so much about, you know, all of your books are in a big beefy warehouse and then they get shipped all around the world. In this case, they get printed as close to you as they can be, bound, shipped, you know, minimal waste. It's a pretty nice way to get books, and it's a pretty nice way for people to get things published. Actually, yeah, it states in the back of Denemoir that Hex typed. What does it say here? He typed it in Word. Is that what it says here? About the author who enjoys lives in daughter. He wrote this book, attached this page, mostly in Scrivener and Word. And in this one, he mentions, I think he said he wrote it in, like a Brave or Crazy wrote it in like Vim, or something like that. But it's neat. It's neat to see another published through Amazon author. I like it, and I've gone through some of Hex's stuff before, not book wise, but Hex has done Linuxy videos in the past. Hence, Hex does some Linux. But looking forward to reading those. And I went through Old Cuckoos that I was talking about yesterday. That's not the title of the book. I'll just bam, title of the book. I've gone through that in like the last day or two. I actually stayed up like super late just to read that book, which is partly why I was kind of loafing around today. Just because that's a fucking good book. That was a really good book. I couldn't, like, the tech, it's not really heavily techno jargony, but one thing I liked about it was that it was mostly speech. It was people talking to other people, and I remember when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's one of the things I like about Pratchett as well, is that he builds the world, but it's mostly characters talking to one another. It's not like 50 gajillion words describing a room. just give me a little bit of detail and I'll fill in the blanks myself. I like things that are heavy in dialogue, but yeah, so that's rad. Yeah, just fucking a mental day. Great day till Hoover went popped, and I got some news today that I feel a bit disenfranchised. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail, if any, but it was one of those moments today where I was like, I see people work all of their lives and they get royally shafted. What damn chance do I have? Big chunk of the day, the wife and I we've spent it talking about cutting back. We've mentioned it previously, but we were looking at subscription services and stuff, and just like, why are we paying for this stuff? And so we decided today we're going to bite the bullet, and the wife has started to cut some of the things that she subscribes to, and I'm cutting some of the stuff that I'm subscribed to. Some of it we're going to keep for a wee while because it's already been paid up, but as soon as like renewals come up, they are going straight in the bin. It's not that they're bad services, just I don't see the point in paying for things that I'm not really using. I'm not getting the most out of them. Now, stuff like I didn't realise the wife had Amazon Prime as well, so I had Amazon Prime, the wife had Amazon Prime. I had a basic Netflix account, the wife had a Netflix account. We've cut them straight down. The wife was paying a lot more money for Amazon than I was annually, which was like, whoa, yeah, you bend that off, I'll keep mine. If we need anything ordered, I'll pay for it. I like Prime just for delivery. I don't like Prime Video though, but that's what my wife watches more TV than I do. I can't stand TV. I spend most of my time just like either YouTube or YouTube really. If I get a chance to just sit down. And then we've got Crunchyroll and Funimation, which I think can now be combined into one payment, but I don't know. But they're probably going to go into the bin. I love anime, I really do, but I don't watch enough of it. This is kind of the whole thing. We are paying for these services, but we're not getting enough out of them to justify paying for them. Spotify we're going to keep, because the wife and the two boys, they use Spotify a lot. Apple One, which is like iCloud, Apple Fitness, Apple Music, Apple we're keeping that because that's the wife and the kids use that for Apple Arcade and Apple Music and Apple blah blah blah, all the stuff I've just mentioned. They use that, so I'll keep that. But yes, yeah, just looking through things and just trying to just cut back. If we're not using it, put it in the bin. And frankly, I just started to think to myself, years and years and years ago, we did this back when we lived in a bungalow, 8 to however many years ago, I don't know, a long time ago, right? And we set up a media server, and like our friends would just give us like DVDs, like, oh yeah, I watched this DVD, you know, I don't know what I think to it, what do you think to it? And we'd like rip it and put it onto our media server, and we'd do the same. We'd be like, hey, here's a DVD that we think is kind of cool, check this out. Or, you know, if you go onto like eBay or Amazon or wherever, you can get, well, not so much Amazon, but like if you go to eBay, you can buy big boxes of like Blu-rays and DVDs, because people don't watch Blu-ray and DVD anymore. Just buy the damn things. And because I don't actually have a Blu-ray drive in anything other than like one of my old laptops, just rip the damn things, put them onto a media server, and we just sit there and watch them off like Plex or whatever. If I really want to watch a film, given the amount of films I watch through the course of a year, I'll just buy the fucking thing on a discount rate Blu-ray disc or something like that. It's not. I just don't see the point in a lot of these subscriptions. And now, the idea that I have to have like 50 subscriptions to watch half of the things I want to watch. Like, hey, this used to be on Amazon, but now it's on Netflix. This used to be on Netflix, but now it's on Disney. Well, it used to be on Disney, but now it's on this thing over here. And you're like, I don't want to have all these different services just to watch a handful of things, man. So, yeah. Cutting it. Putting it in the bin. I just don't think these subscriptions are worth it. It's one of those, we're so spoiled, people now having to choose between streaming services and food, and they're complaining about not being able to have streaming services. What do you mean I can't use Netflix? What do you mean I can't do this or can't do that? It's like, we haven't always had access to that stuff. It kind of brings me on to another theory about people being bored and depressed and all that kind of stuff. I'll go into it in another time, but in short, people have access to too much stuff. They don't know how to be bored anymore. I have talked about it before, probably a few years ago and early on, but it just, you can't appreciate the good until you have some of the bad, right? And people are so quick for that dopamine fix that like something that used to be really cool and amazing back in the day effectively does nothing for you now. People don't know how to be bored. They think they're bored, but they're not. Oh dear. But yeah, so I am going to call that one the done. Random day. I am looking forward to getting this month over with. I want food. Actual food. It's not actual food. The food I'm having is fucking fantastic. It really is. But I'm back down to £138, which is stupid. It's really stupid. If I get down to 135, I get to laugh. It's not going to happen in the next few days, but oh mate, I was close. 137. And then I had Burger King. Yeah, I'm gonna go and check these out. I don't know which one I want to check out first, because Denoir is part of a series, and I think Hunter's Garden might be the only one for this groove. Yeah, mate, Hex, I absolutely love this. Whereas he will write again in, and then announces the next book, and there's something like that in the back of Denoir as well. And that's interesting because he's also changed his email address. But yeah, I'll read Hunter's first, and then go through Denoir, and hopefully I can finish them by next month, a couple of weeks. I don't know. I usually read pretty quickly, but I might be stuck in VR for the next 12 years, so who knows. Hope you're well, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one.